Hey guys, today we're going to continue our discussion on circles and we're going to start writing more equations given different information. So just as a reminder, standard form of the equation of a circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared, where hk, inside the parentheses, that represents the center of the circle, and r squared, so just the r, represents the radius. Okay, I included two more formulas here, the distance formula and the midpoint formula, because we are going to use those today. So for our first two examples, it says write the circle equation in standard form given the center and a point on the circle. So picture this. Okay, so here's the circle and here's the point. So they're giving you the center. So on this one, luckily, this is -5, -6. And then they're just giving you another point. So say this point right here is 2, 3. Well, I need the center for the equation, but I also need radius. So the first thing we need to do is find that distance. How long is it between those 2 points? So the distance formula is right here above. So instead of saying D, I'm going to call this R. The center could be x1, y1. The other point will be x2, y2. And let's just plug this in. So I'll have 2 minus -5, so that's going to turn that to a plus. And then plus 3 minus -6, but again, that's going to turn to a plus sign, squared. Okay, let's simplify this as much as we can. 2 plus 5 is 7, squared is 49. 3 plus 6 is 9, squared is 81. So this ends up being the square root of 130. Okay, so that is the radius. So now I have center and I also have radius. I can write my standard form of the circle. So x minus the x value of our center. So since it's -5, this is going to turn to a plus sign, squared, plus y minus the y value of the center. Again, since that's negative, this is going to turn to a plus sign, equals our radius squared. So if we get that and we square it, all that's going to do is cancel out that square root, so it'll just be regular 130. And there is my equation in standard form. Okay, let's do one more like that. Okay, so this circle has a center at 4, -10, and the other point on the circle is at 10, -15. So let's start off by finding our radius, which is the distance between those 2 points. So I will have 10 minus 4 squared plus -15 minus -10, so that's going to turn to a plus sign, squared. Okay, let's do our simplifying. This would be 6 squared is 36. Over here would be -5 squared is 25. Add those up, so this would be square root of 61. So that is my radius. So now we can write our equation of the circle. X minus, remember the center is hk, so -4 squared plus y plus 10 squared is equal to 61. Okay, now the second two examples that I have for us today is now we're going to write the circle equation in standard form given the endpoints of the diameter. So again, picture this. If I had a circle, remember diameter goes straight across. It goes through the center. And what they're doing is they're giving us the endpoints of that diameter. So they're saying that this is 1, -16, and this is -5, 4. So we have two things that we need to find. We need to find what's the coordinate of that center point. And then once we have that, we need to find the distance between the center and the edge so that we can get the radius. So in order to find that center point, that's the midpoint formula, and I do have that up here at the top. So let's start with that. Let's find the center. So what you do is you add your x values, so 1 plus -5, and divide by 2, comma. Now let's add our y values, -16 plus 4 divided by 2. Okay, so let's simplify this. For the x value, that would be -2, and for the y value, that is -6. So that is our center. Okay, and now I want to find the radius. So r equals the distance between the center, which we just found, and one of the points. It doesn't matter which point you pick. I'm just going to pick the first one, that one, -16. So let's do -2 minus 1 squared plus -6 minus -16 squared. So simplifying this would turn into 9 plus 100. So that's just square root of 109. Okay, so now I have my center, I have my radius, I can write my equation in standard form. So x minus -2, so again it turns into a plus sign, squared, plus y plus 6 squared is equal to 109. Okay, and then last problem, guys. Those are the endpoints of my diameter. I need to find the center and the radius. So to find center, we're using midpoint formula. 9 plus -17 over 2, comma 1 plus 5 over 2. When we simplify that, we get -4, comma +3. Now to find the radius, we're using distance formula, the distance from the center to the edge of the circle. So I'm going to use the first point, that 9, 1. -4 minus 9 squared plus 3 minus 1 squared. And now simplifying this, this would be 169 plus 4, which will simplify to square root of 173. Now that we have our radius and our center, we can write our equation for the circle in standard form. X minus -4, so that will turn to a plus sign, squared, plus y minus 3 squared is equal to 173.